What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another subreddit series. Now, in this series, what I like to do is go into the subreddits and find particular questions that have been marked up in general to try to answer particular questions that people may have. I typically aim for the ones that are marked up quite a bit. That way I can kind of try to hit the masses with questions that you might have. Now, if there's any particular questions that you do have that you would like me to answer, I do have a video request. You can send that to Marcus at discoverignite.com, and I can answer you. I can do a video format question if you're okay with that, going public. If you want me to do a private, I do provide some private consultation at a fee, so just be aware of that. But that is also available. Just DM me if you are interested in that. But nonetheless, I wanted to bring this up. This is a good question. The reason I picked this particular one is because I know a lot of people that do follow me or are more males that follow me. So I think this is something that might actually hit some people that may help them out. But the question I do have, let me go ahead and pull that up. It says, I am 16 and my parents don't want to support me anymore. What do I do? Well, my parents hate me. They want to kick me out because I am worthless. My mom even wants me to make TikToks to become popular and get money from my looks. Well, I am too anxious to do this and am 16 and have to find a job, but I cannot do anything besides ugly drawings and play video games online. I am socially awkward and I don't have any experience. I'm scared of people because every time I go outside, I get catcalled or get in awkward situations. Are there any decent ways to make money online? I'm too scared to find a real job. I only need enough money to buy some food and bus tickets to school. So I guess anything could do, but I am so unlucky. Is there anything I can do? My anxiety ruins everything. Well, there is a lot to unpack there. First of all, I don't know if you are pulling my leg when you're saying that your mom wants you to make TikTok videos to make money because of your looks. That might be a little overboard. I don't know if it's just your mom telling you that, but understand that you have to, if it is just your mom, maybe there's other people telling you this, but you have to be humble about who you are, especially your parents, whatever the case is. Yes, you may be good looking. That's good to have that confidence. But the thing is I don't think you should use it in a fashion essentially to make you feel like you're better than other people. I'm not really gathering that, but the way you kind of worded it, seems almost that way, almost arrogance in a sense. So just be mindful of that and trying to humble yourself, right? And that's, maybe it's just because of the situation. It also seems like your parents have sheltered you a lot as well, which is something that is not good. It's something you can't prevent, right? If you are young, you're 16, you only know what your parents essentially have taught you and everything up until this point, school and friends and if you do any kind of social activities, sports, anything like that, which again, it doesn't sound like you do, which is bad, which has led you to this particular point. It doesn't sound like you've really done any kind of social events throughout your whole life. Maybe your parents are hermits, right? And you guys don't go out and do a lot for whatever reason, right? It could be money, something related to money, but ultimately understand there's plenty of stuff out there that is free, but it is up to you, right? And I think that was what's hard around newer generations is they'd rather do, especially because of the past year and a half, really, is that it's easier to get stuck and stay home and be sheltered, right? And I think this is a big detriment to who we are, right? We're social creatures. That doesn't mean go online, play games all the time, and talk to people online. That helps a little bit, but ultimately what you want to do is we need to actually physically see somebody. We need to actually physically interact with somebody. And this is so detrimental to our mental health. And you need to understand that it doesn't matter if you're 16 or you can be 40 or you can be in your 60s or 70s, right? You need that human interaction, right? There's been much science that backs the fact that we need that social interaction. And it can't be just texting or calling or video chat. Those things help, right? They take the edge off, but ultimately we still need that human interaction. If we're not having that, it can lead to some major issues, especially if you are young, you're 16, so you're a little older. But if, in your younger years, when you're under like 10 years old, it's extremely critical that you do have social interaction, and not just social interaction that also involves your parents. And that is what is important, right? Your parents, they can also be helicopter parents, which essentially they try to protect you from anything and everything that comes your way. And so you need to have that distance and be able to go and interact with other kids without an adult present, right? You need to know how that interaction goes. You need to know how to deal with that situation, because a lot of times I've seen particular kids that have gone they may be homeschooled or essentially put into like a boarding school or something where they're segregated away from everything else. And then when they get put into a normal school where there is not that authority figure, and it's just interaction between peers, you have to realize that is a different kind of interaction than you can get from a homeschool or a boarding school or something like that. And so you need to understand that you need to know how to interact with people. And that's an extremely important skill you need to learn at a young age, because you need to understand how people work. You need that start that understanding at your early age. And if you are just starting at 16, yes, you're going to have all these things. And I understand that you want to just do stuff online. As there's stuff online, it is really hard to do stuff online. I do stuff online. Everything I do is really online, but you have to understand, you have to have the skill set to be able to do that. And being at 16, having good looks and playing video games, you can go professional gaming route. I don't know anything about that or how good you are. I know there's a lot of people that want to do that. So the whole thing is essentially flooded, right? To be able to get into that, you have to be really good and really stand out. You have to be different. And I'm not just talking about looks. You have to have a personality. You have to go out and experience things. And that's the biggest thing. And that's what I think is the biggest thing. I understand you're scared and you get anxiety. It's because you've been limited. You've been sheltered. And so that may even be causing the lashing out, because there's too much sheltering going on. And so maybe you need to get out, and to be able to do that and to be able to expand your horizons and stop the anxiety, you need to push yourself out, right? And understand that each and every day when you go out, that you do something a little bit, right? Because right now you seem very sheltered. And so what you need to understand is the steps you're going to be taking are going to be very small, very calculated, right? So go out, perhaps just go to the store every day, or just go take a walk, get out, right? I think the biggest thing right now, you just need to get out. It sounds like you don't leave the house. If I'm guessing correctly, you may not even leave the house for like once a week, maybe even once every 2 weeks, right? You need to force yourself to get out. You need to do it every day. Go for a walk, right? Do it independently. Don't do it with anybody else. You need to learn to build the independence. And that is what's scaring you, is your parents are threatening to push you out. And this is the first time you've really done anything independently, is what it sounds like. Or you very limited interactions where it was independent. And so that is up to you to be able to do that. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to your friends or your family or anybody like that, right? It's up to you to do that. It's up to you to be able to generate that skill to go out and start doing that, because it's extremely important. You need to know how to interact with other people. And not being able to do that face to face, it's going to be hard. And you can do it online. And the biggest thing is trying to overcome this thought and this idea that you're going to say something wrong. Yes, you're going to be socially awkward for a little bit. Who cares? You need to get over that. I know right now it's easier said than done, but you need to practice it more. You need to put this in practice, going out and doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. You have to do that. That's the way life works. If you want to be able to do things, to be able to build up, remove the anxiety, remove all these other things, remove depression, remove your confidence, because it sounds like you lack confidence. Even no matter how good you look, right, is the fact that you still lack confidence. And so to be able to build all those things, you have to build yourself out. You have to put yourself out there. Go out and start walking every day. Then perhaps find a group to do something else, right? Find something else to do, some kind of activity. Maybe you want to go hiking, right? Maybe you want to learn how to go fishing, go camping. Maybe you want to join the debate club, right? And then there's a lot of different activities at school. Put yourself in that position. Don't just go to school, do school, come home, and lock yourself away, and that's it, right? You need to do something else. You need to find social activities, right? And you have online, you have communities that you can go out and find other like-minded individuals and stuff that you are interested in, right? You are young, so there's still probably a lot of things that you have not experienced. Go out and just, taste life and see what it's about. Find things that you're interested about, that you're curious about. And then you'll find that one thing that you really lose sense of time. Now, I'm not just talking about video games, right? Everybody likes to play video games every now and again. You have to ultimately understand what you need to do is you need to be building that social skill, right? That is extremely important. And it is one of the best skills you can have in life. No matter what career you pick, the biggest thing to understand here is if you have communication skills, which is something that requires you to get out, and that's something that's not everybody's born with. And that's something I think everybody needs to understand, is that you're not just born with communication skills, right? If your parents aren't putting you in that situation, like I was never really put in a lot of social situations where I had to talk a lot. And I was always told that if whatever I said didn't have any meaning or value to it, to really not say anything at all. And so being said, I had to push myself out and become more social. Well, which for a long time I fought. I didn't want to be social unless it was work related, right? When it was work related or something I was interested in, I could talk for a very long time. But the thing is that is something else you have to understand here too, is that you want to be able to do that. You want to push yourself out there and push that comfort zone. If you can do that every single day, right? You have to make it a goal to do it every single day. Get out, go to the store, maybe just talk to someone, maybe go just to the library and talk to somebody. Or there's other events. Right now, the events might be kind of limited, but try to get out, have friends, go out and do things. Maybe just go for a walk, maybe go hiking, go fishing, go, find something else that interests you. Join a soccer league, join a basketball league, whatever the case is. Do something that's going to push yourself out there, build the team skills, right? And you realize that, yes, you're going to have lack of confidence. It doesn't matter what you do because you haven't done it before. And you have to be okay with that. But realize that, just like everything else, you got to do repetition. Once you have repetition, then you're able to build yourself out and you build a confidence level, right? And the anxiety dissipates, the depression dissipates, all these things dissipate. You're more likely to start talking to people and you realize that, man, maybe I'm actually a pretty good communicator here. And so you start pushing yourself more, you become more comfortable. But the thing is you have to push yourself to be able to do that and understand that. But that's one, I think that pretty much covers everything here. Let's see, is there any decent ways to make money online? Again, there's ways to make money online. It's not as easy as everybody likes to make it out to be. A lot of that stuff is guru stuff. The biggest thing to understand is you can start a blog, start YouTube videos, stuff like that. Nothing is guaranteed. It really depends on the niche that you choose. And don't expect to get money right away. Like you're in desperate need for money. You're not going to be able to do that online right away unless you have money right now. So you're going to have to actually find a job to build some kind of cash flow. It's the easiest way to get cash flow. To be able to do anything online, you either need one, a lot of money, or you also need, or two, you need to have time. And if you don't have either one of those, you're going to have to work a regular job like everybody else until you can get to that point. But there's other ways, again, to leverage that. If that is something you're interested in, you can always hit me up on that too. But the biggest thing is to understand that you have to know how to leverage what you do get. So yes, you're going to be grinding for a little bit, but you have to understand that eventually you will get there. I'm scared to deal with a real job. Okay, that deals with that. And that might just be the thing. Maybe you just need to get a real job, and that will help you. Yes, it's anxiety. Everybody's been there. I've been there. Once you get it and you start doing it, it becomes normal. You become comfortable with it, and then it's not that big of a deal, right? Just give it time. Like everything, give it time. You'll be okay. I'd say the only need to buy myself some food. Okay. Just looking for the minimum necessities. Is there anything I can do? Again, I think that covers everything. This video is long. It's getting pretty long. I didn't want to make it too long, but actually understand that you have to get out. You have to do these things. Again, your parents aren't going to be there forever. You're almost 18. You have to understand that you are adult. You are responsible for yourself. Start taking responsibility now. The more you understand that everything you do in life is your responsibility, not your parents, not your friends, family, not society, right? You need to do what makes you happy. And to be able to get essentially what you want, you have to do the things that you don't want to get there. Things aren't just given to you. You have to understand that as well, right? If you have helicopter parents, if you've been very sheltered, it's going to be hard initially because you're doing a lot of new things, and new things put anxiety on you. But understand that the more you put yourself in that space, the better off you'll be. And to run towards those kind of things and not away from them. The further you run away, the worse that they get. So that's ultimately what helps with that. So remember, if you do enjoy this video, to hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Till next time, I will see you guys later.